Hey there, all you cats and kittens. We're still running through the spooky month of October, and we're talking about monsters, and we're talking about scary stuff, and I'm today talking about the creature from the Black Lagoon, the ultimate creature from the Black Lagoon, in fact, from the good folks at NECA. I just got this here recently. I had it on pre-order. It took a little while, but it finally came. And I thought I'd do a little, kind of open it up and give it a little review. I have not yet opened the package, which all of a sudden I'm like, hey, wait, I got my pocket knife right. Yes, I do. Okay, good. So, we got the movie poster on the front here, which I don't think the movie poster really does the movie justice. To be completely honest, I'm not in love with that poster. But, I mean, it makes perfect sense that they would use it. On the side, we have... Let's see if we can get this fully in there. We got Creature from the Black Lagoon. And I'm doing a stationary camera here. Universal Monsters. From NECA. Real toys. Here's our back. It kind of looks like the creature's senior portrait from high school. I certainly hope he was on the swim team. Very similar on the other side. This one has the box. And there's the boy. Here we go. We got a picture. That's a nice one. Nice pose. And here's the creature himself. A sort of darker plastic. Oh my goodness, he's looking right into my eyes. So let's open it up and take a look at what parts we got. Well, he's well rubber banded in there. So we might not do much more than open it up. So let's get the old timer. Oh, there it is. Okay. It was over to the one side. I thought maybe there were two of them on there. All right. There's the box top. Does anybody care about the box top? I don't know. All right, there he is in all his glory. I don't know if I would say the creature, the Gill Man, is my favorite Universal monster, but the Gill Man trilogy is my favorite series in Universal, and I'm in fact going to do a little review piece this month on that trilogy. Let's see, does that open up there? No. How do we get in there? There we go. So we got a couple pieces here. And presumably we got a piece there. That'll come off. All right. And he's strapped in pretty nicely with rubber bands. Oh, you know what? Hey, stupid. Why don't you keep those on there for the moment? Turn it over. Let's see if I can take these off. If I can't, well, then I'll just leave them in the box. I don't know. Obviously, my preference would be to do this without cutting myself. But let's be honest, you can't always get what you want in life. Yeah. You know what I might have to do? Is just cut these ties from the front. I thought maybe the back would be easier, but I think that's not the case. Let's get in on that one. All right. I know, I feel like I'm unleashing the Frankenstein monster here. Because I'm not a hardcore collector of these things, I don't worry too much if I might nick the plastic or something of that nature. There we go. Come on, baby. Alright, we got a couple straps on the arms here. Let's see if I can get those. Well, I can't fault them for their packaging. Luckily, I'm a dad, hence the name of the show. And I spent a few years unpackaging toys for my daughter. There, we got it. Hot dog. Yeah, so I know how fun it can be to get these suckers out of these things. All right, now. Sometimes getting those straps cut is the least of our worries. All right, don't get stuck in there, your little hand. Come on now. Come on. Look at this. The action. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this guy. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. And we'll put the old timer away. I just cleaned that blade too, and it seems like almost everything I cut with it is tape, so it leaves a mark on it. So let's take a look at this fella. He is fairly chunky. He's a little thick and good weight. It feels pretty solid. We got a movable head, and obviously a removable head because we have some other heads in there. They do a nice job of the joints being sort of hidden in these folds. I don't know if you can see here, but you can sort of move these. Oh, at least this one. Okay, so I think they got a couple that are kind of like rubberized for movement, but it does a nice job of hiding the arm joints. We got movement here. Looks like we got movement there. This is sort of a different feel. The rubber. It's a little bit softer. Soft underbelly. All right. Very nice. Very nice. So the creature. Good construction. Solid. Looks very posable. Looks to me to be pretty accurate to the creature from the movies. We got the fin, dorsal fin, I guess it'd be. You notice you got that kind of a leathery, or not leathery, I'm sorry, softer rubber down here as well. It's a very nice. That's a very nice piece of work. Not sure how much movement there is of the foot. A little bit. I'm always absolutely terrified I'm going to pull these things apart. I guess it's because of a childhood spent with action figures that that sometimes did fall apart on you. And these look like they're in better shape, obviously, than an old Star Wars figure was. I think I told the story in my Star Wars figure video of Luke Skywalker, 2 Luke Skywalkers losing their heads. Traumatized me. Let's be honest. It traumatized me as a child, and I've never fully recovered. I like this, though. I like this figure a lot. It's sort of... Again, I don't know how well this is going to focus, honestly, but let's get a good... Look at those eyes, though. Those eyes really pop. They really stare out at you. The monster, the creature, the gill man, was such a nice piece of work. You know, it's not monster makeup per se, obviously. It's a mask, it's a bodysuit, but you can't show emotion in that mask, really. But it worked so well in the movie because it was an alien sort of creature to humanity. It obviously had some of the same drives and emotions, but I like the fact that you couldn't read it on its face per se, and it made it look like something very alien to us, very separated, and yet, you know, the pathos was there. I mean, he was hunting these people down. You could say it was their own fault or not. It's up to you. But either way, if you're in that position, that's very frightening. But there's still an element where you understand where the monster's coming from, and you have to emotionally connect with the monster a little bit. It's not just simply a monster that comes out of nowhere aggressively and just starts attacking people for seemingly no reason, or like a predator that just wants to eat people. Zombies, for example, you don't need to emotionally connect with zombies. They're predatory. You don't necessarily, it depends on the movie, you don't necessarily connect with a vampire if it's sort of just in that predatory mode of taking what it wants. But I think with the creature, you do end up sympathizing with it somewhat. Well, I mean, look, it's wild about Julie Adams, and any red-blooded American male can say, well, okay, I mean, I get that. I see his point. But I think that mask, because it doesn't show emotion, it forces you to go a little further to sort of connect with it, and it works well. And it looks great here. I think they did a great job. Now let's do a quick little comparison here with our ultimate creature. Let's see if we can bend that knee a little bit there. Yeah, of course, he's not going to do what I want him to do. Here we go. And Migo's creature. Now, I know there are people out there who give Migo some crap. You know, Mego started out making genuine toys for kids. You know, that's why finding mint condition Megos from the 70s is a little tricky, because these things were meant for kids to play with and to, rough up and destroy a bit. And what I like about Mego returning is that instead of making these sort of mega ultimate figures that, are purely for adult collectors. I mean, that's what this is for. Now, granted, I could give this to a kid to play with, and they'd probably have fun with it, but it's clearly not really meant for kids to play with. It's a collectible. It's a statue with movable parts made out of plastic. What I like about Megos is that they still have that toyetic feel to it. There's a nostalgia aspect here of like, yeah, these are toys that we would have wanted when we were kids, but they didn't get made. So you have to make comparisons along those lines. But I love the Mego figure, and I've done some posing with it. If you've followed me on Twitter, I think recently I showed the picture of him holding Richard Simmons in his arms. Because we got that great Richard Simmons figure that was done a while back. I think it was NECA, right? So obviously the Mego figure is not designed to be quite the same as this ultimate figure, both in price point and in just general design. But they're both great figures. I'm glad I got them both. But there's old Mego. Oh, I'm excited about their new wave coming out. I got a few pre-ordered. We'll look at those when they come in. But there we go. There is the creature from the Black Lagoon. A great film, originally done in 3D. Doesn't really require 3D to work. About man sticking his nose in where he probably shouldn't. And barely getting out alive. And a couple great sequels to it that really, I think, advance the story of the Gill Man in a way that other Universal monsters didn't get. To some degree, the Wolfman did. But I think, as silly as old 50s monster pictures are, I think this guy got a couple pretty good sequels that, again, also connect with the audience pretty nicely. So here we go. This is the NECA Ultimate creature from the Black Lagoon. It is a sturdy piece, good joints, easy to move. I don't feel too nervous moving them. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, we need to look at the other parts that come with this guy, huh? Don't want to forget that. So what else do we get here? We get a couple additional faces. Heads, I should say. Oh. So we get the mouth open. And we get the mouth open, not just as wide. Here we go. This one can't believe what just happened. Oh my God. This one is like, whatever. So great if you're doing a particular posing for a particular scene. That works nicely. We got a couple additional hands. Different hand positions. Very nice. And we got a few more. I'm not going to take all these out, but so you do get some additional hands. Again, how does that... I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely even sure how... I mean, there's a slightly different spread. Oh, I think maybe the fingers are a little more bent, and the other ones are bent out a little bit. Okay. They're not radically different, but again, if you're doing some posing of these figures for, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? A diorama. Come on, Gen X. How many dioramas did you have to do in school? And you were totally stoked because, well, it's better than having to actually learn math or read. And then, of course, you get down to it, and it's like, oh, God, what am I... How do I even do this? Mom, we need to buy stuff for it. But for those of you who never grew up and are still posing these in dioramas, you do have some different choices on the head, on the hands. I think it looks great. It's actually, let's see, size-wise, yeah, it's about the same height. So it's about an 8-inch figure. The Bride of Frankenstein we looked at is a little less than 8 inches, which works nice. I have it at the moment out there, you know, with all our Halloween decorations posed with the Frankenstein monster, who is the same height as the Mego bride, which looks kind of funny. But with the NECA bride, she's shorter, and they go together pretty darn well. So here we have it, boys and girls. We got NECA's Ultimate creature from the Black Lagoon in all his fearsome glory. Took a little while to get this one. I'm very happy with it. It's a solid, sturdy figure, good joints, good movement. Very nice sculpt. It feels very accurate to me. I'm sure a really hardcore movie buff could probably find some little fin or scale that's out of place, but I sure don't. And this is going to look great with the other monster figures that I have. It will join them out in the living room with all of our Halloween decorations. Hey, boys and girls, if you like this video, please hit that little heart symbol and show that you like this video. And maybe consider subscribing to my channel where I talk about toys and other forms of pop culture. And maybe share with a friend who might be interested in this figure. I'm sure they're out there for sale. You can get it if you have a love of the creature that I do. Hey, you know what I didn't do? Can we turn the torso? No, it doesn't look like it. You know, it's kind of fair. You could the guy in the costume could barely move. So why should the toy move? I think the toy probably has more mobility than the real suit did. So yeah, share with a friend and maybe go out and consider buying this figure. I want to say I paid around $40 for it, which I think is fair. If you're doing about $20 on Amigo, I think $40 for this one is pretty fair price. Obviously, there's there's more expensive ones you can get out there, but I gotta, I can't go too crazy with these kind of things. So I hope you had a good time here with this little video and this little unboxing of the creature. God bless every one of you. If you can, in your daily life, be kind to one another. That would be great. I highly suggest it. It goes a long way to making the world a more tolerable place to live in. And try to have some fun out there if you can. And I will see you the next time around in Dad's Den of Pop Culture. Bye-bye.